ABCD is a rhombus and PQRS are the midpoints of the side AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. Show that the quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. So if you guys are good with diagram, please draw your diagram, write given and what is that we need to prove. So till that point you have to write. So people not confident with the diagram. So a rhombus is what? It's a quadrilateral. So what is the property? That you guys have to turn the pages and figure it out. Not good enough. Okay, so this is your rhombus. Kind of not very satisfied. Okay, looks like one. Right. So we have A, B, C, D, a rhombus. So P, Q, R, S are over here. So these are the midpoints P, Q, R and S. Right? Then so we have to show that this is a rectangle. So this is your diagram. So please draw or write the given part. Okay, so we have been given ABCD is a rhombus. So let's talk about rhombus. So in rhombus, all the sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite angles are equal. And the diagonal intersect each other. They bisect each other at an angle of 90 degree. Right? So these are all the properties. And the next important given is PQRS are the midpoints of AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. To show PQRS is a rectangle. Now the question to you guys is, what are the properties of rectangle? Well, to prove something is a rectangle, we can talk about, actually I want you guys to turn the pages, look at the properties of a rectangle and decide on what you will prove. So to prove something is a rectangle, so we can talk about the sides being equal, the opposite sides that is. Then we can talk about the angles being equal to 90 degree, or we can talk about diagonals being equal to each other. So there are quite a few things that you can prove. So it's left to you guys which one and what you guys want to prove. Right? So these are all the things that we can prove. So next step is, yes, we have to talk about how to prove things. So we can begin with talking about the sides being equal and parallel. Okay, so if we prove that one of the sides is equal and parallel, then it's a parallelogram. And then if I prove that diagonals are equal, then it's your rectangle. So how do we prove this? That is the question. Okay, so let's prove that SP is parallel to QR. Okay, so we can prove that this set of lines are equal and parallel. So if we prove that, this becomes a parallelogram, and and proving that this is a 90-degree will not be that tough if you think about it. Okay, so let's talk about this. Consider triangle ADB as S and P are midpoints of AD and AB. This implies PS is parallel to DB and PS is half of DB. So this is as per midpoint theorem. So next we can tell, similarly consider triangle DBC. So we're looking at as R comma Q are midpoints of CD and CB. PQ is parallel to DB and RQ is equal to DB by 2. So from 1 and 2 and all the set of information, what can we conclude? So from 1 and 2 we can tell that PQ is equal to PS and RQ is parallel to PS. Okay, because RQ is two lines parallel to a third common line or third line are parallel to each other, right? Okay, so this is parallel and equal. So this is a parallelogram. Now a parallelogram becomes a rectangle if one of the angle is 90 degree. So how will I prove that this is 90? So that's the question. Well, we have the diagonals to be 90. So if we make use of it, things will be done. So how do we do this? Well, if I happen to prove that AC is parallel to SR, and since SP is already parallel to DB, I think we'll be able to conclude. So let's think over. Okay, so as of now, I feel that we'll use the diagonal itself. So let's make use of that itself. So where are we now? We just talked about this being a parallelogram. So now we'll just prove that SR is parallel to AC. So let's do that. Consider triangle ADC as, which is S and R are midpoints of S comma R are midpoints of AD and DC, respectively. This implies SR is perpendicular to AC. SR is perpendicular to AC, correct. So now we have few things. This is parallel to this and this is parallel to this. But AC and DB, they themselves are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so combining all this information, as SR is parallel to AC, then SP is parallel to DB, SP is parallel to DB, right? And AC is perpendicular to DB. Okay, AC is perpendicular to DB. This implies, so what can we conclude from this? This implies SR should be perpendicular to SP. Okay, so that is what we have to conclude. Okay, the reason being over here, AC is perpendicular to DC because diagonals of a rhombus bisect each other at right angle, right? So hence we have these two angles to be 90°. And with all of this information, what can we conclude? This implies what is that angle? SR is perpendicular to SP, angle RSP is equal to 90°. So from quite a few things, actually, consider PQRS. So we saw that opposite sides are parallel and equal, and angle RSP is equal to 90°. So all this indicates what? All of this information indicates that this implies PQRS is a rectangle. So that's what this implies. Okay, so this is your working.